and family law representation in Boca Raton and the surrounding communities. Lewert Law Offices offers legal advice and representation in a wide range of family law matters, including divorce, child custody, time sharing and visitation, child support, alimony, complex asset distribution, post-judgment modifications, and paternity actions. For expert representation in all aspects of divorce and family law, contact attorney Tina Lewert today at 561-544-6861 or visit www.lewertlaw.com.
At Elder Law PA, they bring you the support, experience, and knowledge necessary to aid you in determining how to distribute or manage your estate after your death. This can also include your wishes regarding dependent children, individual with special needs, and pets. Effective estate planning may help avoid costly conflicts between heirs. Elder Law PA handles such cases as Medicaid planning, wills, guardianship, probate and trust, estate planning, and special needs planning. In Florida, there are several strategies available to protect your savings and assets before you apply for Medicaid, as well as programs to offset the cost of home care, assisted living, and nursing homes. The Florida Supreme Court has declared that Florida Medicaid planning activities shall only be performed by an attorney licensed by the Florida Bar. At Elder Law PA, where they have the knowledge and compassion to protect your legacy. Contact Elder Law today for a peace of mind at 561-588-7512. That's 561-588-7512.
You are listening to the Ask the Experts show with host Steve-O. We will be right back with more experts in the field of legal, health, financial, and home improvement. Join us every Thursday from 6 p.m. Now, get ready for more Ask the Experts.
And we are back. I love doing the family law show once a month with Tina Lewert. But you know, I also like doing the elder law show because you live in South Florida. Listen, you know what the demographics are here. And we had so many people ask us to add an elder law show as well as wills. A lot of people asked about probate also. So we were able to find, I'm telling you, he can't say this, I can, the top I would say estate planning show, elder law show firm in South Florida. So I'd like to introduce our expert. I didn't really say that. Our expert, the senior partner of Elder Law PA, Ryan Smoller.
Good evening, Steve.
Ryan, I snuck that in. You know what I mean?
I heard it. Thank you.
But exactly. You are, though. You are. Listen, most of your business is done with elder law and estate planning. Is that correct?
Certainly. Elder law is an umbrella that covers an array of topics, really all focused on advocating for individuals 55 or 65 and older who need some sort of guidance, whether it's crisis planning or just something simple like an estate plan.
Well, first of all, let's tell everybody, because this is only your second show, let's tell everybody about your firm. You're over there in Lantana across from one of the greatest restaurants. Am I right? Key Lime?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Right across the Old Time House.
You're right off of 95, or A1A, however you want to put it. But tell us about the firm.
Certainly. So the firm was founded in 2015, and really the mission statement says it all. We have the knowledge and compassion to protect your legacy. And I think that's really important because not only are we knowledgeable and not only are we well-versed in elder law, but when you walk into our offices or when you speak to someone from Elder Law PA, you'll very quickly see that we are compassionate and patient and very sensitive to these matters that surely they have a legal component to them, but really there's a human component because it's dealing with someone's late life issues. So the firm is really dedicated to ensuring that anyone who wants to ensure their family is protected, their loved ones are protected, and their estate is protected. That's what the firm was built around, that idea.
How many attorneys are in the firm?
So we have 2 attorneys and a very large, very competent staff to support myself and my associate attorney, Xenia Calvo.
You know, first of all, I want to ask you, has COVID changed the way your firm does business?
Well, I would be lying if I said it did not. But I can proudly tell you that it made our business a lot more efficient. And it allows us to help clients, maybe even in sometimes more of a dire matter because of the fact that COVID has affected so many of our clients. So we are still taking consults and new clients. We are still servicing existing clients, but we're just being very careful. We've actually started a really, I think, helpful service in that whenever our clients need documents signed, they have the option to remain in their vehicle and come to the office, somewhat like the old drive-ins where you would have the waiter come to your car.
Wow.
Can have the documents. We've already planned and met with the client, so it's not a quick service by any means. But when it's time to meet and there's no way to do it but putting pen to paper, we allow curbside execution, curbside signings, where our staff will come out and witness and notarize the documents, and the client doesn't have to leave the car, which helps for obvious purposes of not having to come in contact because of the virus. But also a lot of our clients, we found, enjoy this service because of their age and issues with mobility. They don't have to leave their vehicle.
So I would think now that people are with COVID, and especially older people, is where COVID is attacking people, that now they're getting more serious on long-term planning. Do you find that happening?
Yes, certainly. It's a topic that you don't want to admit, right? That you're getting older, that you're getting to the point where either you're needing help from a loved one or that the inevitable is creeping up on you, which is death. The pandemic, we'll call it, has, I think, allowed people to admit sooner than normal that they may need help and that it's time to plan for the unknown, because we're all in this time of unknown. So it's certainly enlightened people and had them say, now's the time, whether I'm sick or not, I might know someone who is, so let me plan, let me ensure my assets, my estate, my loved ones are protected.
You know, I know people have to be thinking about long-term care. Like, God forbid, what happens if I get COVID and I'm laid up for 6 months? What am I going to do? I haven't planned for it.
Yes, so long-term care insurance is an absolute wonderful tool if you have it and if you can afford it. If you cannot afford it or you did not plan in advance and you're at the point where, as you said, Steve-O, someone has a long-term need for skilled nursing, so not a doctor's appointment, not a hospital visit, but they actually have a need for long-term skilled nursing. So they need help with their activities of daily living, eating, dressing, bathing, hygiene, medication management. Long-term care insurance can help. But if they do not have long-term care insurance, elder law services clients who are looking to apply for Medicaid. And so we work on creating a plan to protect that client's assets and then apply so that they can receive a stipend or a benefit from the state of Florida to cover and help with their long-term care needs.
Does your firm do anything with, I know this is open enrollment time now, does your firm do anything with Medicare? or the supplemental?
So we are not an enrolled Medicare agent. We do not sell health insurance. I do free consultations where clients are surely welcome to ask any questions they may have. So other than guiding clients as to what the best type of Medicare or best type of health insurance may be, we do not do anything specifically. I do not work for or have any affiliation with any insurance companies.
Ryan, can I tell you something? You look like you should be the CEO of Google. I'm telling you. I mean, but this is your law firm. This is your baby, and this is basically all you do. And what I like about it is, you see these firms that have these shingles. They do criminal, they do elder law, they do bankruptcy, and you can't be good at all of them. And I really think that one of the things that people should look at with a firm like yours is this is your main business, is elder law, estate planning. And I know you do guardianship too.
Absolutely. The saying, master of none comes to mind. But in all seriousness, this has been my practice and the area I focused on and the area I absolutely loved since I became an attorney in 2012. And yes, guardianship is certainly a part of our practice. Guardianship means when an individual cannot care for themselves, their personal matters or financial or legal matters, the court steps in, takes away their rights to protect them from themselves, and appoints an individual to act on their behalf. That's guardianship in a nutshell.
I got to tell you, I was involved with guardianship because a lot of people do not know that when a person turns 18 in Florida, that they become a ward if, let's just say Alzheimer's, or let's just say, they have some kind of disability, they become a ward of the state. And you can't just sit back and not do anything.
Yes, certainly. So what you're alluding to is when you turn 18, you're an adult. You have all the rights. It doesn't matter what issues you had while you were a minor. You become an adult. That is problematic for someone who has developmental needs or who has cognitive disabilities. The moment they turn 18, they now have all the rights and responsibilities of an adult. Now, if that person, when they were a minor, the day before their 18th birthday, had cognitive need or cognitive disabilities and special needs, when they're 18 and one day, they have those same needs. And so guardianship is a procedure that says, well, even though they're a majority, they're an adult by law, they do not have the capacity to handle their own affairs. And guardianship allows a family member or someone who has knowledge of this person's issues petition the court to ensure that person has a legal guardian to make decisions financially, personally, medically for that individual. So it's a really important area if you know someone who just turned 18 or an elder who can't handle their own affairs.
Before, I don't know why I said, but it's autistic that I was thinking of. That, 1 out of 80 children who are born are autistic. So the numbers are up there. And what I found out was parents do not know what to do. They get a letter in the mail from the state, and it's almost like saying your daughter or son is now a ward of the state, and you've lost a lot of, and you have to do something about it, or you're going to lose a lot of the privileges with your children.
Yeah, so you absolutely. It's the name of my firm is Elder Law. However, we practice guardianship law for any age individual. And in fact, when an individual turns 17 years and 6 months, their natural parents can petition the court so that when they turn 18, you mentioned someone with autism or someone with any developmental disability, the process can be started at someone's 17 and a half birthday, so that when they do turn 18, their parents can continue to oversee their care and support, because the difference between 17 and 364 days old and 18 is just a day, but
Right.
the law treats those individuals totally different. So at 17 and a half years, the guardianship process legally can begin, but we service guardians from parents who are in need of helping their children, all the way up to children who are now applying for guardianship for their parents who are in their 80s and 90s, because now the parents have reached the age of dementia or other memory loss, cognitive loss.
Well, it's not an easy process, and I keep wondering, how do parents learn about this instead of finding out at the last minute?
Certainly. So, like anything else, education is key. One of the things, Steve-O, I would tell you, as I would tell all my clients, is guardianship, as you mentioned, isn't a simple process. So it's the absolute last resort. It's not only I'm saying that because it's a difficult and a long process. The court, the legislature, I should say, has stated that if there is any other way to accomplish the same goal, any other way to ensure that the individual's financial and medical needs are met, that must be taken before we go and step into guardianship court. So if you know an individual who cannot manage their finances, but they still have the capacity and they still understand that there are people in their lives that they can trust, I would advise that they sign a simple, durable power of attorney that would allow a loved one or a trusted individual to act on their behalf for financial and legal reasons. If there's an individual who needs assistance with their medical care, again, they can sign a simple document called a designation of healthcare surrogate that can appoint someone to make medical and life decisions for an individual. We don't need to go to court if we get there early enough.
I got to tell you, there's families out there that try to do this themselves. Please, I'm telling you, do not try to do this yourself. You need to get an attorney like Ryan to take. It's a lot of work behind this. It's not easy. And you think you're saving money, but you're not, though. And I just wanted people to know that. We're going to go to break. Ryan, give everybody your phone number.
Sure, appreciate it. Elder Law PA, our phone number is 561-588-7512.
We're going to, when we come back from break, we're going to talk about revocable trust, because that's a big question, and we will get to that when we come back from break. This is the Ask the Expert Show. We'll be right back.
At Elder Law PA, they bring you the support, experience, and knowledge necessary to aid you in determining how to distribute or manage your estate after your death. This can also include your wishes regarding dependent children, individual with special needs, and pets. Effective estate planning may help avoid costly conflicts between heirs. Elder Law PA handles such cases as Medicaid planning, wills, guardianship, probate and trust, estate planning, and special needs planning. In Florida, there are several strategies available to protect your savings and assets before you apply for Medicaid, as well as programs to offset the cost of home care, assisted living, and nursing homes. The Florida Supreme Court has declared that Florida Medicaid planning activities shall only be performed by an attorney licensed by the Florida Bar. At Elder Law PA, where they have the knowledge and compassion to protect your legacy. Contact Elder Law today for a peace of mind at 561-588-7512. That's 561-588-7512.
And we are back. This is the Ask the Expert Show. We're on every Monday and Thursday night from 6 to 7. Tomorrow night is our special show from 7 to 7:30. We're doing our elder law show tonight with Ryan Smoller, and we're talking about estate planning. We're talking about guardianship. We're talking about wills, which, Ryan, I was shocked when I heard that that Prince did not have a will. Now, he makes a lot of money, but he had so many people surrounding him, managers. Why didn't somebody make him get a will?
Yeah, you know what? Interesting question. There's a lot of people feel that planning for their death is a jinx of sorts, and I'm here to tell you it's not. It's, fail to prepare is preparing to fail. And when that comes to your family, that means family arguments. That means people are coming out of the woodwork for money when you may not have meant to leave it to them. So by just preparing and making sure your directives are clear, all you're doing, like in your regular life, is making sure when the time is necessary, there's a written plan. And that's all a last will or a trust is doing for a person.
I mean, listen, people sometimes think, oh, I don't make enough money to have a will. That's just not true.
Yes, certainly. In fact, I tell people if you don't make a lot of money, or you don't have a lot of money, that's even more reason to have a plan, because whatever money you do have, it will take a lot longer for the judge to order it to your loved ones if you don't create an estate plan. So you're saving your loved ones time and money for that you're gonna have to pay out of your estate by not planning ahead of time.
Well, let's talk about something that hopefully keeps you out of the probate court: revocable trust. Now, is there a difference between, I've heard, revocable living trust or revocable trust? Are they the same?
Yes, certainly. So living trust or revocable trust is really just a term of art, meaning it's just a title. It doesn't have a legal word. But any of those types of terms of art, revocable, living, what that means is the document itself is able to be amended by the creator. So Steve-O, you create a trust, you want to leave money to 4 different individuals. A year later, you want to leave it to a bunch of different individuals. Because you created a revocable or a living trust, you can come back and you can amend it. You can make changes. So all you're doing by creating a revocable or a living trust is allowing you to create it today and make changes to it tomorrow if need be.
So what are your thoughts? I mean, do you like your clients to have this revocable trust? Or are you against it? Because I've heard that it could really keep you out of the probate courts.
Yes, so every client is absolutely different, as you would imagine. And my goal is to ensure that late in life or after someone's death, their estate can pass down to their loved ones and children as quick and efficiently as possible. That's the main goal. If there are many different assets, I would recommend that we do create a revocable trust. If the only asset that a person is worried about is their home, and a lot of times in South Florida, the only asset that a person is worried about is someone's home, I would say, well, let's have a free consultation, and maybe we don't need a trust. Maybe all we need is a specific type of deed without having to create a trust. So I am in favor of trust as long as the client knows why they have it, and there's assets that they want to pass out that other than real estate, we'll say. If it's just real estate, we may not need a trust.
Ryan, how do you work when there's family members fighting over money and you're kind of right there in the middle of it?
Certainly. So definitely a lot of yoga and meditation, but in all seriousness, when I meet with my clients, I tell the husband and wife or father or mother, I say, look, someone is a decision is going to be made about where this money goes when you pass away. It's either going to be made by the court, it's going to be fought over by individuals, or it's going to be made by you ahead of time. Why not? It's your money. You saved it. You earned it. You've held it, or you've kept it and made sure that it's grown. Why not be the one that gets to tell your children how and when it gets divvied up? So being in the middle of those things, I see it as an opportunity to really give peace of mind to my clients and say, hey, look, someone's going to be angry at this at the decision that's made. You might as well make it your decision, because no matter what, when there's fighting, someone's going to win, someone's going to lose. You made the money. You should be the one to determine how it gets passed out. So I don't see it as fighting. I see it as an opportunity to really put in writing what you meant to tell and what you meant to leave your children in your life.
So, I hear about, there's this pandemic going on now. And I guess it used to be everybody thinks we're going to be around forever. But Ryan, with this pandemic now, and it really affects people 65 and older. People need to plan. And I know it sounds a little morbid, but it is what it is. And I think people should stop thinking I'm going to be around forever and sit down with you and map something out, because we never know.
Absolutely. As an elder law attorney, an estate plan, for instance, today I had a husband and wife that were in their late 30s. And I believe that if the pandemic had not been at issue, they probably would have sat back and not done anything. But the husband looked at me and said, I don't know what's going to happen. And we have two very young children. And so I don't want to wait till I'm in my 70s or 80s to determine what's going on, because I don't know what'll happen then. So I was able, and we are creating an estate plan for them that will protect them late in life. But if something happens to them earlier, we've also made sure that their young children can be cared for. And so absolutely, this pandemic, if nothing else, is shining light on the people that say, hey, we want to enjoy our lives, but if we are enjoying them, in the meantime, we want to be sure that if something goes wrong, our assets are protected, our children are protected, our spouse knows where and when and how to access our finances. So exactly, now more than ever, it's important to plan. And I do free consultations, so there's no reason.
That's my next question. You do free consultations. Listen,
yes,
give
sir.
Ryan a call, his office tomorrow a call. Give him your phone number, Ryan.
Yes, sir. My phone number is 561-588-7512. Also, we have an online inquiry form at www.elderlawfl.com where you can submit an online request for a free consult.
Do you ever do any seminars at all?
Absolutely. We have not done as many since the pandemic, but I speak at retirement communities and 65 or 55 and up communities, educating families, exactly what you and I are speaking about.
Well, I got to tell you, you're a wonderful guest and you're a wonderful expert. Ryan will be back with us again next month with more estate planning information, and give him a call tomorrow. Call him tomorrow. It doesn't cost you anything to sit down, but you know what? You might learn some things you didn't know for planning on the future. Ryan, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, Steve-O.
And we'll be back tomorrow night at 7 to 7:30. We have got some amazing guests coming on tomorrow night. Hey, have a good night. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thanks for listening to the Ask the Expert Show, featuring interviews with local experts in the fields of legal, health, financial, and home improvement. Call our office at 888-574-6999 to become one of our experts on the show. And tune in again next week for more Ask the Expert.